Hey guys, Pharaoh here, and today I'm going to be showing you everything added in the Showdown update to Asphalt 8. First we have, well, Showdown mode, as the name suggests, and I will do some races in it a bit later in the video. This just shows you what the power-ups look like, and they are going to be doing multiple events in this, one of which I will show you in this video. I do not know if they're going to bring it to normal multiplayer. Next up, we have a Asphalt 8 online tournament, which is like an esports thing, and we have purportedly 6 new cars in the update, including the Aston Martin Vantage and the Ford GT from 2017. There have been some reworks to the inventory, including being able to show free upgrades now. I'll show you that later in the video. And then many cars that were blueprints are not blueprints. Pause if you would like to see all of the names, and based on how many blueprints you have will have a discount on buying them. The first event is for the Aston Martin Vantage, which is going on now, and now I will show you some of the new things in the inventory. So we've got a place where we show the boxes, where we show the cards, and you can change to pro kits or blueprints, depending on which you only want to see. And then if you go to the upgrading tab, you can see free upgrades, which I believe you can sell. However, I cannot quite find out how to sell them. So blueprints have come back to the exclusive deals, however at a higher price this time. The nitro stats for all the D and C class cars have been greatly reduced, and the speed has been added to top speed. Also, the upgrade rank percentages of all D and C class cars have been changed to match the rest of the cars. Now for our first new car, the Aston Martin Vantage 2018, which sits in B class somewhat near the top, but it is not a king because at Max Pro it can only go around 280-ish miles per hour. The B class kings can go around 290. And given that multiplayer tuning is dead, I have absolutely no idea how this car will do in multiplayer. Now for the next new car, now this isn't showing the new car, but it is showing the stats. They accidentally added the stats of the new Ford GT to the old one, so that's what it is at Max Pro. It can go around 313 miles per hour. It will use V6 engines and will be obtainable in an R&D. Now I was not able to find any pictures of these cars' stats, so here they are in real life. Next we have the Infiniti Q60 Project Black S. This will be a D-class car, use V6 engines, and be obtainable in an R&D. The Koenigsegg CCXR Trevetta will use forced induction V8 engines. I do not know its class, however, it will be obtainable through a championship. Next we have the Koenigsegg Regera, which is in Asphalt 9. It will use hybrid engines and be obtainable in an R&D. I do not know its class. Next up, we have the Bentley Continental GT3. I do not know this car's class, engines, or how it will be obtained. Sorry guys. Now it's time to show you what you've all been waiting for, the Showdown mode. Now, there was a cup yesterday, I believe it was, before the update came out on Windows. That was an event time-based. This one is a multiplayer cup, so you play against other people. These two slides here tell you a lot about the Showdown mode, so pause if you would like to see them. However, I will be going over each and every one of them in the upcoming 2 races, and I will explain when to use them, when not to use them, what to do, when not to do. So don't worry if you do not like reading. We have the Jaguar F-Type in this event. That is the only car you can use, and the race starts out pretty normally. You can knock people down like usual. However, you can see 2 little white squares, and with these, you pick up the Showdown power-ups or boosts or whatever they're called. Randomized Showdown boosters appear all over the map, replacing, I believe, most of the blue nitro bottles. The yellow ones will still be intact. At least in this race, you can only use 2 at a time, and here I decided to use the shot. That is the blue Showdown power-up, and here I shot a comment, which do not do in first place because it will not hit anybody. Those only go ahead. Now we've gotten a green power-up, which is a shield. If you click on it, it puts a little force field around your car for a few seconds, and during that time, you cannot get hit by comets or equalizers. However, I did it a little bit too soon, and someone did an equalizer on me, which basically is a power-up that anybody can get that goes after the first person on the track, so whoever the first place is. Think of it as sort of like a blue shell from Mario Kart. I should have waited to use my shield until I saw that thing coming down. However, I did not wait, and thus it wrecked me. And then you can get back up to speed like usual. If you use it when either a comet or an equalizer is coming, you will be fine and you will not wreck and nothing will happen to you. Now this power-up is hyperspeed. It lasts for several seconds and gets you up to a speed quite a lot higher than your normal speed. About 60 miles per hour, at least for this car. Perhaps it is like a 25% increase, I do not quite know. One strategy that is very useful in the Showdown mode is getting rid of or just using any power-ups that you do not want at the time, because you can only have up to a maximum of 2, and new ones will not go over old ones. Here I was about to get equalized, but I clicked my shield and nothing happened, as you can see here. This is extremely useful when you're in first place, and you need to pretty much always have a shield on you if you can. And we have 2 laps. And here, I'm very glad I have this shield because somebody was trying to equalize me, and I blocked it yet again. Otherwise, I would have wrecked there. You see, those shields are extremely powerful. Now I have gotten the purple power-up, which is called a disruptor. Click this at any time, and it puts a purple sphere behind you, or semi-sphere, I guess, in the road, that if people run into, they die. One power-up that I've not talked about a lot is the shock. Now, this, I would say, is the least powerful of the power-ups, and probably the most common one to get. I certainly got it a lot, because what it does is if you click it, it puts like a burst out around you to kill anybody nearby you. Now, because most of the time cars are not going to be right next to each other, this is one that you a lot of the times should throw away by just clicking like I just did to get it out of the way so that you can get something more useful, like, for example, an equalizer would be nice in this case. However, I just got another shock. And so I used it up. At this point, I was hoping for one of 3 things, either a hyperspeed to catch up to this guy, for an equalizer for me to equalize him and therefore wreck him, or for somebody else to do that to him. And 2 of those did happen. He got equalized and I got a hyperspeed boost, which is useful mostly in straight sections such as this one, because as you can see, it shoots you up to crazy high speeds, 310 miles per hour in this car. In this case, if you are far ahead, you always want to try to have a green shield on you, because you betcha those people back there are definitely going to be trying to equalize you or shooting a comet at you if they're close, and so definitely try to keep that one on you if you're first. Also, put disruptors out behind you, as many as you can, in hopes that people will not see them before it's too late and run into them. That is what I was doing at the end of this race here. You saw I just put another one down, and then I put the shield on there at the very end, just in case that somebody equalized me at the very end, even though it probably wouldn't have done anything since I was so close. In this race, I beat a triple boosted one who apparently is someone who knows me, so nice to race you, sorry to beat you, but this is just a multiplayer cup, so it doesn't really matter a whole lot. Now, where that would really matter is in multiplayer, and so far I have not found the Showdown game mode in multiplayer. Not sure if I just didn't see it or if it's not in the game yet. Now, this guy here shocks me. He was right next to me, and he picked up the blue shock as his first boost. That is when the shock is most useful, at the very beginning, so if that's the one you get out of the first power-up you collect, definitely use it right there at the beginning. Here I shot a comet, which is very good if you are in last place. However, it either did not hit him or he was able to avoid it using a shield. Here, I shot an equalizer, but the guy in first had a shield on, as you can see over on the right there. You see a little green shield next to his name, and thus it did not knock him down. Also, Hyper Boost instantly knocks people down if they are right in front of you. That's pretty nice, and it's what happened just there. Now we're back into second position. This race here is going to be more about what to do if you are not doing so great, and if you're in last, and if you get knocked down a whole bunch. The previous race was sort of what to do if you're in first, you know, just keep those shields around and then get those disruptors to stop people from getting behind you. Now it is a little bit different. In this race I had all sorts of problems. 2 people shocked me, and then I got wrecked in the tunnel for some reason, and so yeah, it's not going so great. The boosts that are the best if you are in the back are the equalizer, definitely, the comet to take people out that are directly ahead of you, and sort of the shock, I guess. However, that is not too useful in a lot of cases. However, some people did use it quite well in this race against me. Here we are back into second position, and I'm using hyperspeed. However, that first place guy is way ahead, so I knew that I had to use all of the tricks that I learned in the previous races in order to get this guy. Here, I think he got a bit too confident and wrecked on the rocks, bringing him quite a bit closer to me, and then I was able to get into first place. And I had this hyperspeed here, so I definitely used it around these corners. I actually played 4 races in this cup so far, with these 2 in the video being the last 2. The first 2 I was just kind of getting used to it. However, I did manage to come in first in all 4 races. Unfortunately here, I did not have a shield, and then I got equalized, with them coming up quite close behind me. Now I will give my general review of this game mode. I personally really enjoy it. It is the first thing that has gotten me really excited in Asphalt 8 for the past, like 6 months to a year. It's been quite a while at this point. And I know, because I'm around in the community a lot, that some people do not really like this new game mode. Well, to those people, I will just say, you don't have to play it. It's not becoming like some core mechanic of the game. Multiplayer, as far as I could see, still doesn't have it. And it might just be in these events every so often. But I think it was important to bring something to Asphalt 8 that nobody really expected, and that is a lot of fun for quite a lot of people, because maybe this will make the game become more alive again. Now, because I've expressed interest in this mode for quite a while, ever since it was first announced, people have been asking me, does this mean you are going to be returning to Asphalt 8? Which I assume means going for new cars, playing in the events in the multiplayer, and most of all, making Asphalt 8 videos again. I do not think so. It was fun to come back and try out this game mode, and maybe I'll play a little multiplayer or something, but I really still do not have a whole lot of interest in recording or playing this game much anymore. Asphalt 9 and Forza have really taken off on my channel, and I just don't feel I have much time to make Asphalt 8 videos when Asphalt 9 and Forza are the priority, and there are a lot of those videos I need to make. So I hope you guys understand and don't expect a full-scale return of mine to Asphalt 8. Now here we have used our hyperspeed to catch up to this guy and pass him around the final bend. Thankfully we got a lot of hyperspeeds or hyper boosts or whatever in this race, I keep forgetting what it's called, and we come in first. And I put a disruptor just to annoy him. If you're good at Showdown, I really don't think extra tank is necessary for this. Thank you all for watching, please like the video if you've enjoyed, and consider subscribing for more Asphalt 9 and Forza content, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!